Hey guys, welcome back, my loves, to the Healing Seat with Monique, where silence breaks, truth rises, and healing begins. This is a sacred space where we breathe, release, and rise together, and every word spoken here is for peace, truth, and renewal. So, guys, take a deep breath, get comfortable, and let's talk truth, heart to heart. So, today I will break down the real meaning of spell work, how spiritual warfare shows up in everyday life, and why chosen ones experience coordinated betrayal from people who shouldn't even know each other. This episode is raw, emotional, and honest. I will share my personal journey about the friends, family, coworkers, neighbors, and my exes who tried to spiritually drain me by using spell work, spiritual warfare, and coordinated betrayal. The darkness behind the smiles, and how a chosen one like me, and like many of you watching, become a target long before we even understand our own power, and how God used every attack to elevate me. If you've ever felt targeted, drained, betrayed, or spiritually attacked, this episode is for you. Let's get started. So guys, let's talk about what spell work really is and what it isn't. Let me break this down simply and honestly. Spell work is intention plus energy plus action. It's not always candles and herbs and rituals. Sometimes it's words, it's jealousy, it's envy, it's people sitting around talking your name with hatred dripping off their tongue. Anytime someone sends out anything meant to harm your spirit, your mind, your purpose, your home, your kids, your finances, that's spell work. And some people do it consciously. Some do it out of jealousy. Some do it because they're empty inside. And some do it because they see something in you they can't touch. My love, do you want to know why chosen ones attract coordinated betrayal? Have you ever noticed how when you're chosen, it's never just one person coming against you? It's like they multiply. It's your ex, it's your coworker, your family, old friends, neighbors, people who should have loved you, people who had absolutely no reason to hate you, but suddenly they all are connected by this invisible thread of jealousy, whispering, watching, plotting, and just sitting back hoping you fall. And here's the truth. Chosen ones expose darkness just by existing. Your light irritates what's unhealed in them. Your presence reveals their insecurities. Your spirit threatens their demons, and your growth reminds them of everything they refuse to grow out of. So what do, guys? They unite, they gossip, they project, they attack, they perform spell work out of fear, they do little rituals out of desperation. It looks organized, it feels strategic, it sounds like a network, but it's not a cult. It's broken people vibrating at the same low frequency and being used by the same dark energy source that wants to drain a chosen one dry. Guys, let me take a moment and tell you exactly what this looks like in my life, because I'm not ashamed anymore. I'm not hiding, and I'm not protecting anybody who's tried to spiritually harm me. For years, I didn't understand why so many people felt comfortable betraying me at the same time. I didn't understand why I kept feeling waves of heaviness, confusion, anxiety, and blockages. I didn't understand why every time I tried to rise, something or someone tried to pull me back down. But now I know. It wasn't random. It wasn't a coincidence. It was spell work, spiritual warfare, and coordinated betrayal. The kind a chosen one attracts long before she realizes she's chosen. Let me explain it the way it happened for me. I had people in my own family who smiled at me, ate at my table, held my children, hugged me, and prayed fake prayers over me while secretly doing work against me. work to keep me small, work to keep me stuck, work to keep me silent. I had friends I loved like sisters who were jealous of my spirit, my resilience, my relationship with my children, my energy, my strength. But instead of growing, they envied me. They gossiped about me, my life. They linked up with people who didn't even like each other just because they had a common goal, which was to bring me down. Then there was the coworkers, people who smiled in my face every day, pretending to be supportive, pretending to care about my mental health, my family, my struggles, when really they were studying me, watching me, reporting back, sending negative energy my way, and doing whatever they could to dim the light that God put inside of me. But the most dangerous one, the one who opened the door to so much darkness, was Robert. That man wasn't just doing normal cheating or lying. He was working spiritually. He was siphoning energy. He was binding. He was manipulating. He was spiritually feeding off of me while feeding others my light. Everything he did behind my back, every secret relationship, every lie, every ritual, every sexual tie, every person he brought into our lives was meant to weaken me spiritually. And the crazy part, he connected with people who had nothing in common except jealousy and darkness. People from my job, people from the neighborhood, people from my past, people in his family, people in my family, people I didn't even know existed. They were all operating under the same spiritual energy, and for a long time I didn't see it. I ignored the signs, I ignored the intuition, I ignored dreams, I ignored the way my body reacted. I ignored the way my daughter reacted. I ignored the way my home felt because I wanted to believe the best in people. But the truth is, I was surrounded by people who wanted to drain me, not love me. People who wanted to siphon off my gifts, not support them. People who wanted to access my purpose, not walk with me in it. And guys, the entire time I kept getting spiritually hit, I would wake up exhausted. I would feel anxiety out of nowhere. I would lose things suddenly. Opportunities would fall apart for no reason. Relationships felt off. Money would slip through my fingers. My health would fluctuate. My mind didn't feel like my own at times. That wasn't life. That was spiritual warfare. And the whole time I was wondering what was going on and why was this happening to me? What did I do? Why do so many people come against me? Why do people I help turn around and try to hurt me? Why does it feel like they're doing work together? But now I know what it was. When you're chosen, when your light is big, when your purpose is divine, you become a mirror. And people who don't want to face themselves hate that mirror. So instead of healing, they attack. Instead of growing, they gossip. Instead of elevating, they do spell work. Instead of apologizing, they project. And instead of leaving you alone, they gather together. They gather like flies around light they can't possess. They gather like broken souls around someone who shines without trying. They gather because your existence exposes everything they don't want to admit. My betrayal, it didn't come from one person. It came from a cluster, groups, networks of people who had nothing in common except the darkness inside of them. And guess what, guys? Everything they sent my way, every spell, every lie, every attack, every betrayal, it didn't destroy me. It revealed me. It awakened me. It elevated me. It pushed me directly into my purpose, and it showed me exactly who I was. A chosen one who can't be broken. A woman protected by God, and someone the enemy should have never tried. I didn't know I was chosen until darkness came over me and came for me. I didn't know how powerful my light was until people tried to dim it. I didn't know how much jealousy surrounded me until I started healing and growing. I saw coworkers who smiled in my face, but behind the scenes they were whispering my name into darkness. I had family members who pretended to care but were spiritually working against me. I had friends who envied me, loved my energy, but hated that it came naturally to me. I had neighbors watching me and projecting their negativity into my home. And then I had a man who was supposed to love me, the father figure, the partner, the friend, using spell work to drain, bind, and control me. Robert, the one who invited darkness into my life, the one who mixed sex, lies, and spiritual manipulation like a science, the one who thought he could siphon my energy for years without me waking up. Everything he did, every ritual, every entanglement, every secret, every betrayal was meant to spiritually break me. But it didn't, because you cannot break what God has for you. Whatever God has his hand on, you can't take from. You can't break that. You can't destroy what's divinely protected. You can't curse a chosen one. Your spell just boomerangs back to you. My loves, if you want to break the spell work, you don't fight spell work with fear. You don't fight betrayal with revenge. You don't fight spiritual warfare with panic. You fight it with prayer, alignment, boundaries, isolation, truth, returning to yourself, clearing your energy, cutting cords, speaking power over your life, walking away from what God never sent, and standing in your calling and trusting your intuition for the first time. Trust your intuition. Guys, do you know why attacks intensifies right before a breakthrough happens for you? The closer you get to your destiny, the harder the enemy will hit. And it's always right around the time when you're about to move. A new chapter in your life, a spiritual awakening, a blessing, a calling, a divine love, purpose, healing, prosperity. The spiritual warfare turns up because the enemy knows your promise, even when you don't. Guys, if this is resonating with you, you are not crazy. You are not imagining it. You are not overthinking it. And you are not cursed. My love, you are chosen. And when you're chosen, betrayal is the price of elevation. Spellwork is the evidence of your power. Spiritual warfare is the proof of your assignment. And the coordinated attacks are confirmation that God is about to show out in your life, my love. Everything they did to me to dim me made me brighter. Everything they did to break me made me stronger. And everything they did in the shadows, God exposed in the light. And everything they sent my way returned right back to them. Because I am chosen. Because I am protected. And because my story isn't over. It's only the beginning. If you felt the vibe today, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that post notification bell for future episodes as I continue to dive deeper into my life's journey and how I survived it. Guys, thank you so much for coming to sit with me at the Healing Seat with Monique. And remember, healing is a journey, not a race. Keep standing, keep shining, and never forget your story matters because you survived it, my love. Breathe easy, stay grounded, and I'll see you in the next one. Love and peace always. Namaste.